Hey everyone, welcome back. My name's Taylin, dietitian with a mission. Today we are focusing on herbs, so I've got some fresh Italian parsley and a few sprigs of mint along with other flavoring agents for tabouleh. Tabouleh is a Mediterranean side dish. Let me show you the ingredients. So like I said, we have parsley. I love the way it smells. This is flat leaf parsley, not curly leaf parsley. And then I've got mint leaves. I think 3 sprigs will do. I like to beat my herbs because it releases the effervescent smell. They smell so much better. And then we've got garlic. Use at least 2 cloves. More is better. And then some green onions, 3 of them. You can always store them in water and regrow the green parts. Some tomatoes. I'm just using 2 vine tomatoes. Some lemon juice. I juiced 2 lemons for this recipe. I guess 1.5. And a 1/2 cup of extra virgin olive oil. Oh, and we have a cucumber, just a good old English cucumber. Of course, we need salt and a hefty amount of black pepper. Okay, I think that's everything. Yeah. Oh wait, I forgot. We need our grain. I will be using quinoa. Let me show you that. I've got like a tri-colored quinoa, so it's all sorts of different colors. You can see how pretty it looks. Traditional tabouleh uses bulgur, which is cracked wheat. But I'm allergic to that, so I'm using quinoa. Shh, don't tell the Lebanese. Okay, all of our herbs and our vegetables have been washed and dried. Now I'm plucking the leaves of the mint from the stems. Unlike parsley, mint stems are rather woody, so we're not going to include that in this recipe. You see, I have 3 sprigs here, and that gives me about 20-25 leaves. This is definitely the minimum amount of mint leaves necessary. My friend Britt, who's Lebanese, says that her family has the tradition of making tabouleh with more herbs than anything else. So I think she would maybe frown at the little pile of mint on my plate. But you can always add, you can never take out. So I'm going to start low and then add more if needed. And I encourage you guys to do the same. It looks like for me, my mint ended up being 1 full tablespoon, so there's another measurement if you need. Add your mint to a large mixing bowl, large enough to incorporate all of our ingredients. I'm using a whole bundle of flat leaf Italian parsley and beating it just like I did the mint to release some of the aromatic flavors, and then I will remove the smaller stems from the large stalk and leaf my parsley just like I do in every other recipe, not worrying about the really small stems because we're going to chop it up really finely and it's going to add more flavor to our recipe. This process takes about 2 minutes or so, and my bunch of parsley gave me a cup. So this was a small bunch. I actually think I might have got gypped to the grocery store because I usually get like close to 2 cups. So again, this is the minimum amount of parsley needed in your recipe. I highly encourage you add more after you've tasted it. Okay, you can see just how finely I chopped the parsley. It's really, really, really small. And we're going to do the same thing for our green onions now. Here's the white of the onion, which in a lot of recipes you don't use for a raw deal, but we're actually going to use the whites and the greens in this recipe, which is what contributes to its rich flavor. Again, chop it very, very finely. I don't recommend a food processor because it's going to turn your herbs and your onions almost into like a paste, and you still want like chunks here. So once you've chopped that, add it to your mixing bowl with your mint and your parsley. Next is our tomato. I'm using 2 medium-sized tomatoes. You can use large tomatoes or small tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, Roma tomatoes. I'm just using like classic tomatoes on a vine and dicing them into small, square, bite-sized pieces. Now I've got my English cucumber. The skin is pretty thick and waxy, so we definitely want to peel that off. And then on the inside, we've got seeds. And seeds are by no means dangerous for us, but we're going to scoop them out because the seeds have a lot of water. And that water is going to affect the intensity of the flavor of the dressing that we're using in our tabouleh. We don't want like a watered down tabouleh. That would not be fun. So discard of the skins and the seeds in your compost, and then lay your cucumber on cut side down so that it's a steady surface. And then you can slice them into moons or half moons depending on your fork size. So here are all of our vegetables and our herbs in our bowl. Let's make our dressing. To do this, take off the peels of your garlic, chop them up really, really small. You can, of course, use a garlic press here if your fine knife mincing skills are poor. And then add that to a bowl or a measuring cup with a 1/3 cup olive oil and a 1/3 cup lemon juice. I like mine really tangy, but you can use more or less. 3 big pinches of salt. Okay, we don't want this to be bland. And at least a 1/2 teaspoon of fresh cracked black pepper. Give it all a good whisk. Wipe down your board to minimize your mess. And then this is my quinoa. So I cooked my quinoa in water and salt. So it was 1 cup quinoa with 1 1/4 cup water and 1 teaspoon of salt. Fluff that up, pour your dressing on top, and then mix. Mix, 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 mix. Once you realize that a fork isn't working for your mixing, get a spatula. And be sure not to make a mess. Look at the colors come together though, isn't that great? Tabouleh, yum. So you can have some variations and add goat cheese or add garbanzo beans. That will definitely bulk it up. I've even seen people add like red pepper, but this is pretty authentic. Let's try it. Yes, so good. I really hope you guys try this recipe. It's even better the next day. Don't be shy. Like, share, and subscribe.